reason why I'm never going to have explosive growth, I'm just going to tell you right now, no matter how popular I get, is because evolutionary psychology is not viewed positively by the left because of the gender roles it describes in the past. Not necessarily today,
Yep.
but it describes gender roles. The gender roles between men and women were not confusing 50,000 years ago. They were very, very clearly defined 50,000 years ago. I'm not saying that's right, and I'm not saying that's wrong, but it is what is. And the people on the right don't like evolutionary psychology because it's evolution, right? It's a scientific explanation for all of our proclivities. Well, I thought that was God. No, actually, the reason why you like sugar is because sugar actually helped your ancestors survive, right? You don't eat poop, right? Well, that's because you don't actually have free will. That's another thing, is that the people on the right like the idea of free will, and free will is a bit of an illusion, not complete evolution, not a complete illusion, but about 95% illusion. You can choose between chocolate and vanilla, but not chocolate and poop. So that's, you don't really have free will. So that's essentially why I'm kind of pinned in this like narrow category.
I feel the same as you, man. Like, I really do. And sometimes I feel the same, that I'm so centered about a lot of things. One of the big reasons why I started this podcast is because I like to be so in the middle of everything. I also wanted to ask you really quick about politics. I've heard you say something recently that I resonated a lot with, like the stock market doesn't move based off of who's the president, stuff like that, like it's a whole different, like the Fed is a whole separate thing.
So
it influences it, but it's not like a whole thing.
So I'm about to get uninvited from a bunch of podcasts from what I'm about to say. All I'm got to say is, this fucking recession had better happen quick, because that's all I hear. I heard Jeff Bezos tell me about this recession. I heard Alex Hormozi tell me about this recession. I heard a lot of people, and I respect all these people. But all I'm saying is I'm a quantitative analyst at a small fund. That's what I've been doing for a while. People are like, the recession's coming. Do you see Bitcoin at 16? Hold on. Wait a second. Bitcoin at 16,000? Do you understand what economic indicators are in the country that you live in? Because in the country that you live in, Bitcoin is not an economic indicator. The country that you like, do you know how many people know the price of Bitcoin but don't know the GDP of the nation that they live in? Right? They have no clue.
Or the DXY or anything like that.
Any of these things, exactly. They don't have any concept of this. I'm not saying a recession won't happen. What I'm saying is, if a recession won't happen, it's like in the book of Revelations, when Jesus comes back, you're not going to know when it happens. It's almost this. It's the very same thing. There's no way. There has been a Nobel Prize award. There has been a Nobel Prize awarded for what's called random market hypothesis. And in that concept, no one can know when the next market turn is going to be. And if you go back and look, you can clearly see no one can predict the stock market. Technical analysis is farce. Technical analysis equals astrology. None of that shit works.
Agreed.
Okay. So now, if you understand that's the case, I'm not saying there won't be a recession. What I'm saying is, if there's a recession, it's not because they got it right. It's just because they got lucky. And when there is no recession, you're going to see a lot of these videos getting taken down all of a sudden, because I checked this morning and the S&P 500 is back at 40,000. Shh, it's back at 4,000. Don't tell anybody.
And the VIX is low right now too.
The VIX is low. Shut up. Don't tell anybody. Oh, no. My economic indicator is Bitcoin. No, my economic indicator is the volatility index, where people actually lose and gain money based on the price of volatility. Because I am a trader. I don't give a do I think Joe Biden's a qualified president? Fuck no, of course not. But that doesn't mean. I'll give you a great example. When the economy was at all time, when the stock market was at all time highs, Trump was putting a wart around his neck. It's like, this is because of me. This is all because of me. And when it crashed, it was like, this is because everybody else.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit. This ain't nothing to do with me. And the reality is, neither had to do with you. So few people have an understanding that the president of the United States is a figurehead who is the head of the executive branch of government. He is our chief diplomat. He's our chief law enforcer, but he does not make laws, and he has limited power as far as financial duties is concerned. He does not hold a gun to the Fed chair and be like, 3.5%, bitch, 3.5%. Click, you better put turn. No, he cannot make the Fed chair do anything. He can appoint Supreme Court appointees, Supreme Court judges. He cannot force them in. Okay. He has limited power. Probably his greatest power is to declare war and to veto. Now, what happens is, because as Americans, we have the 6-second attention span. I know, because Vine was popular, so I'm not wrong about that. We have a 6-second attention span. That 6-second attention span does not let me to go through how many people are in the House and the Senate? Senate's 100 and the House is 415. Somebody remember? I can't remember right now. Somebody put it in the chat. We don't want to go through every single House member and every senator and blame them because we forgot from our civics class that the power of the purse originates in the House of Representatives. We don't want to remember that. But I know who that motherfucker Biden is. Fuck him. It's because of him. I know who Bush is. Fuck that guy. Fuck that. That's all we do. And so it's a very reductive switch up or switch down. I don't like him, market goes down. I do like him, market goes up, blame, credit, all this kind of stuff. The world is not binary. The world is nuanced, and people have a hard time with that. People who actually make money in investing they start to realize, hey, wait a second. It doesn't really matter who the president is. Don't say that too loud because you're going to piss some of your friends off, but it doesn't really matter. And the other problem that I have, and I get so much flack for this. You remember back in the day, the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan? Everybody remember that back in the day? Maybe you see videos.
No, I didn't.
You never saw Hulk Hogan fight?
I remember Hulk Hogan, but I never watched it.
Hulk Hogan and maybe Andre the Giant. Okay, so we had this belief that Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior, or Roddy Piper, whoever, Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper, we believed they fucking hated each other. And you had some people with the Roddy Piper shirts on, or the best one, Macho Man Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan.
Okay,
we believed Macho Man hated Hulk Hogan and Hulk Hogan hated Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
We all believed that shit.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they're all buying steroids from the same guys and swapping wives in the background. They were not hating each other. We believed, like this, I'm about to piss some people off. Donald Trump raised money for Democrats before 2009. Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh, no. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Why don't you go look it up and tell me that I'm wrong? He did. He was a Democrat before that. Yep. My point is not that Donald Trump is bad or good. My point is you think you are watching Hulk Hogan versus Randy Savage, and you think they hate each other when they're sending their kids to the same schools. They both make the same racist fucking comments, and they're both charged with sexual assault. You think they're different. They are the same. I'm not obviously not saying Joe Biden and Donald Trump are the same, but overall, these politicians are the same. Mm-hmm. People ask me all the time, who would I want to see president? He would be a 3 or 4, or she would be a 3 or 4-star general. They would have operated multiple businesses, raised their children with dignity and honor. Okay. And in doing so, they would have multiple degrees, possibly a PhD. That is the person willing to die for his country. That is the person I want to see run for president. I think we can do better than what we have right now. I think great Americans are out there that should be our president, not the 80-year-olds that we have right now. It's my opinion that 80-year-old men should not be running this country. That's just my opinion. I'm not going to protest, but that's just what I think. And a lot of people are like, no, but you don't understand. Joe Biden's different. Nah, not really. Yeah. No, not really. Yeah. No, he said he didn't want his kids to be bussed into the jungle with the monkeys. That's what he said in 1977. You don't believe me? Go look that up. Yeah. Okay. That's the point I'm trying to make. They're not different.
Yeah, they're all the same.
They are all the same. So the problem is, don't think. I have a problem when people are like, unplug from the Matrix, but I support Donald Trump. No,
I agree, man. Thank you.
No, Pimp. No, Pimp. He was raising money for the Democrats. Like, stop saying that shit. Is Donald Trump more qualified to be president than Joe Biden? I would say yes, just because Donald Trump can see and hear and talk straight. So I would say yes. But the point of the fact of the matter is we can all do better. That we as a society could ask better of our electorate, and we could tell the RNC and the DNC, let's get better candidates. Why do we have to have candidates with sexual assault charges? Why do we have to have candidates that used to be racist? Why can't we have candidates that we can have right now that understand politics, that have PhDs in things like economics or sociology? Yeah. Why do we have to have guys that are, that are like this, who have multiple, cheat on their wives, have sex with porn stars, and fucking, have multiple bankruptcies? Why do we have guys that, their kids are fucking doing crack cocaine? Why can't we have upstanding individuals? People, the president of the United States should be better than me. Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying? He should be better than me. Mm-hmm. That's why I look at it. The president of the United States should be an unassailable, unimpeachable, above reproach individual. Why can't we have that? I believe we could have better and deserve better than what we've been getting. That's all I'm saying. It's not a complaint. I'm not complaining about Joe Biden or Donald Trump. They've obviously accomplished way more than I have in my life. But my point is, we could have better.